lead. Bissell trying to match speed. Kelly Benefits chasing in 4th place, but coming out of the final turn, you got 2 riders in the lead from the same team. 1 rider chasing. The alarm bells are ringing because that little crash has now opened up a gap with only 6 laps to go. No more free laps for those 2 riders who went down.
Yeah.
This is it.
They're out of luck. This is a major shakeup. Kelly Benefits Strategies Optum Health has the upper hand here. It's 3 against 1 as only Andy Jacques of the Bissell team is able to go. They are trying to bridge up, but it is chaos on the front of the field.
It's 3 riders from Kelly Benefits and Andy Jacques for the only rider from Bissell. And where the rest of the Bissell riders, there was only Frank Pitt was near the front of the field.
Look at this. Jesse Anthony is back up and trying to catch on. He thinks he's going to make it back up there. That is a major effort.
But he has to. He's doing it for his team.
Well, Colton Barrett was one of those Kelly Benefit Strategies riders. So was Michael Scherer, the 3rd one in that. For now, a breakaway. 4 riders at the front, unknown as of yet. And then we were thinking we saw Andy Jacques at the front of this race. We're inside of 6 laps to go. Racing this afternoon is presented by Herman Miller. Thank you, Herman Miller. And Bissell, proud sponsors of USA Cycling's National Criterium Championships. 37 minutes into it now, less than 6 laps to go, Brad Soner.
Well, this is a good example of Kelly Benefit Strategies Optum Health strength in numbers. They had 2 guys go down and somehow still came out on top, as they now have 3 riders off the front with just 1 other Bissell rider to deal with. But looks like that is starting to come back together as they roll down the start-finish stretch. Grand Rapids, let's start to make a little bit of noise as we are cranking things up here at the Herman Miller Grand Cycling Classic. Kelly Benefit Strategies Optum Health on the front again.
5 to go, riders. 5 laps to go. 5 to go. 5 laps to go. 5 to go. 5 to go. 5 to go.
Well, we saw Mike Scherer, one of the riders who had gone down in that crash, was back on the front. Scherer was back and working for the KBS Optum Health team.
They are clean through corner number 1. Now they come into this very sketchy quarter number 2. 3 of those KBS riders know how slippery it still is. The field is being a little bit conservative there. They're clean through quarter number 2. We're 4.5 laps away from a national champion, and now here goes another solo flyer, and it looks like Kelly Benefit Strategies off the front.
You are going to see attack after attack coming from the team in green. The Green Machine showing themselves on the front here. These are the riders that went down, rolling across the line now. They're going to have to try and chase back on, but at this point, I think the field too far away for those riders to try and catch again. But remember, only 1 rider needs to survive for these teams to get a national champion's jersey. Kelly Benefit Strategies, Optum Health, putting it all on the line.
Oh, and how about that? Right now, one of our favorites, Jacob Keogh. He's only got a couple of teammates out there for United Healthcare, but it looks like they are now amassed themselves. When you talk about amassing themselves, we're talking about 3 or 4 riders, but it look to be the colors as here they come with 4 laps remaining. Grand Rapids, how about a little bit of noise? 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go.
United Healthcare now takes over on the front with 4 laps to go. These are the survivors. They made it through the rain. They made it through the wind. They've managed to stay upright, and now they've just got to survive for another 4 laps for their shot at a Stars and Stripes jersey.
Yeah, national championship on the line and 4 laps to determine who's going to do it. And boy, what a deserving champion to put up with those elements, to put up with this bizarre race that we've had today. But it's been great racing, and now it's going to be, you can survive it and then be the champion of it. That's an amazing feat. United Healthcare on the front, Bissell now making a move. It's all race time of 3.5 laps.
Half our field had time in the middle of our race to go home and tweet and Facebook and Twitter and do everything they possibly could to let their fans back home know of the epic conditions here this afternoon. We've had an amazing restart. And when we see our leaders, Brad, we're going to be down to 3 laps to go in Grand Rapids. You need to help us out a little bit. Let's keep this noise level up high. These guys have had an amazing day of racing. Certainly not the kind of conditions, kind of race that they came here to do, but they have persevered. And here they come with 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 laps to go.
Watch the jerseys on the front. Look to see who's taking charge. Grand Rapids, let them hear you as they roll through, seeing 3 laps to go. This is going to be Bissell on the front. Let's see who's pulling UHC on the wheel. Frank Pip. Pip leads in blue with 3 to go.
The big boys of the field have moved forward. Candelaria was there. Daniel Holloway, the reigning national Criterium champion, tucked safely about fifth wheel. Bib number 11 with already a couple of crit wins this year for United Healthcare. Jacob Keogh, the young, strong, powerful, hard charger. We are 2.5 laps to go, about 4 minutes worth of racing, and right now they are going at it with everything. This is a big, strong finish for these guys. 2.5 laps to go.
Yeah, Larry, I think at this point the chances for a breakaway are gone. We are going to see a field sprint deciding the national Criterium champion here in Grand Rapids. The teams managed to keep it together. Now it is a job for the teams to deliver their sprinters to the front. It is going to be all about positioning on the final few laps. If you get caught out at the back, even the best sprinter will not have a chance to get the win here. You've got to stay near the front. You've got to stay out of the wind. And you gotta hope that you have a good line coming across.
A tailwind finish, big long straightaway for about 250 meters. One more chance to say what you think of them. 2 laps to go. Let's hear Grand Rapids for the survivors.
2 to go, riders, 2 to go, 2 to go. Candelario now goes with 2 laps to go. Alex Candelario finds himself at the front. But Candelario, a true pro, a seasoned veteran, looking around, waiting for his teammates. Candelario making sure that they have their men all in a row, all the ducks in order, so that they can get their sprint underway. An incredibly well-organized team for Kelly Benefit Strategies Optum Health.
Yeah, corner number 2 out there when they go by the TGI Fridays is very, very wet. You can still see standing water. They are being very, very cautious, but the rest of this course, Brad and Jamie, seems to be running very, very fast. These guys are absolutely on the gas. We're 1.5 laps away from a Stars and Stripes jersey being delivered to one of the riders in our field. We are looking at our riders coming around the corner, and when we see them, Grand Rapids, we are going to need a ton of noise here this afternoon. What an amazing day with the restart, the carnage, the weather. A lot of these guys, many of the riders. In fact, Brad, have you ever seen this many different riders crash, and many of them multiple times?
No, it's been a chaotic day out there, but these guys have survived. They've got just a lap of racing remaining. Grand Rapids, they are on the start-finish stretch. Now's the time. Let's make some noise. Who wants the Stars and Stripes jersey? This is it. Your field has 1 lap to go. 1 to go, riders. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. 1 lap to go.
One more circuit of this 1.3-kilometer course. It'll take them at full speed about 1 minute and 10, 1 minute and 15 seconds to get around. Our final lap is underway. It is still United Healthcare at the front. They are trying to set up their man. Jacob Keogh, Kelly Benefit Strategies still has 7 riders strong near the front. They are trying to get their reigning national champion, Daniel Holloway, in position.
Well, it would be huge if they could get Keogh to the front. No doubt he'd be able to finish this one off if the conditions are right for Keogh. UHC trying to get him up there, but Kelly Benefit Strategies Optum Health, remember, has the defending U.S. National Criterium champion. Daniel Holloway still in that group. Jamie Smith has some action.
Bissell has 3 riders in the top 3. They've got the front covered, and there's not a lot of room to pass on these last couple of corners. So Moose Jelly Belly goes in and takes a dive into the first turn, So it's Bissell, Jelly Belly coming out of the final stretch. 3 of the top 4 are Bissell riders, with United in 5th and Kelly Benefits in 6th.
And they are winding it up right now. National championship coming at you. The sprint is on. Noise, Grand Rapids.
This is it. The sprint coming to the line. Here comes Bissell. Here comes Jelly Belly. Oh! I think it was Bissell's
Eric Young! Wow! Eric Young wins it for the home crowd.
What a race.
Wild.
Bissell celebrates. There's Ben-Jacques Maine coming in saying, we have done our job here this afternoon. What an amazing national championship for the Criterium Stars and Stripes jersey.
Well, you could not have asked for a better year for Eric Young, who gets his first pro contract this year with Bissell. Young just graduating from Indiana University, joining on with the Bissell squad, and he will wear the national champions jersey in 2012. Talk about a great way to start your pro career. Unofficially, Eric Young of Bissell Pro Cycling, your winner today in Grand Rapids.
And what a great job by that whole Bissell team. They were nowhere with 2 laps to go. They were not anywhere near the front. And it was Frank Pipp who did a lot of the work over the last 5 laps to keep that race neutralized so that nobody could get away. He's getting, Eric Young is getting congratulated by his teammates. So happy for him. A team based here in Grand Rapids, sponsored by the famous name of the Bissell company and winning on home turf. They had to do it. The pressure was on. It really sets the tone for their entire 2012 campaign. Oh, the team is all around him and all happy in red, black, and white of Bissell team's uniforms today.
And a congratulations goes to Charles Huff as well. He was our Jelly Belly rider. Confirmed we had him across the finish line by about inches in 2nd place. Congratulations, gentlemen. Your national champion is?
Eric Young by about a half a wheel.
Going off course.
And we need as soon as we come back into earshot, we'll call up the top 5 to come back to the awards ceremony. That was a great race. That was a great race, interrupted by a great storm, but a great race, and the riders deserve a lot of credit for coming back on and putting on a great show, putting on a great race, and now we have a true champion in the Criterium discipline of cycling, the USA Cycling Pro Criterium National Champion this year, Eric Young, and that Bissell squad is very proud of him.
Well, talk about incredible as Eric Young and Brad Huff go to the line in a 2-of drag race, but Young able to outsprint Huff, and he will be your national Criterium champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your Bissell squad with your new national champion, Eric Young. We're going to grab a word with Eric Young, who in his first year, his first pro contract, gets a Stars and Stripes national jersey as he's being congratulated by the team here. Frank Pipp going to say congratulations to Eric. Couldn't have done it without Pipp. Eric, it was a tough day out there. First, talk about how the restart affected that race. Obviously, that's a major, major factor in today's race.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of the teams were kind of caught off guard with trying to prepare for Colorado next week. This is kind of our hometown, so we had our main sponsor, Bissell, is based here, so we actually had a nice little apartment to relax in. We put the clothes in the dryer and kind of relaxed a little bit. So who knows, that might have been an advantage. But with 30 to go, it was still enough of a race at the end that all the guys were able to be active. And
Eric, this is your first year with the Bissell Pro Cycling Team, your first pro contract. Did you ever think that you'd have a national championship at the end of your first year as a pro?
I did not. There's a funny story at camp in February. Our director, Omer, kind of pinpointed this race for me and a couple guys. We really wanted to win it. I didn't really believe that was in the cards for me, but it's been an incredible year. This team has helped me develop so much. They're just an unbelievable group of guys. So, yeah, I mean, it hasn't set in, obviously. But it's an honor to be able to come back next year with Bissell and represent the U.S. in its colors.
Safe to say you'll be back with Bissell. Did you sign a 2-year contract with the team?
No, but we've renewed it, so I'll be back next year.
All right, well, congratulations. We'll let Eric Young get cleaned up here. We'll see him back on the podium. Your new national Criterium champion, Eric Young, Bissell Pro Cycling.